Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Talks to My Dude podcast. Today, I've got Barcode. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, thanks. For anybody who doesn't know who you are, your background, you mind giving yourself a quick introduction?
Yeah, I'm Alex Barcode, and I played Halo Infinite competitively. I've been competing for since 2017. So I've been playing for quite a bit competitively. That is, and yeah, I'm from Australia.
Yeah. I think you might be the first, at least overseas, person that's been on.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% on if we've had like somebody from Canada on or not.
I understand.
International. I don't want to say international, but I don't know if I've had anybody from international before you. So you might be the first.
Well, Canada, NA, it's kind of all the same.
Yeah, that's why I was like stressing overseas. I don't think I've had anybody from like I don't think I've had any
Yeah, I
Europeans or
agree.
anything. So
Yeah.
congrats.
No, thank you, thank you. It's an honor.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came on. I know we it's kind of last minute and we've been trying to figure out with time zones and everything. But I
Oh
appreciate you
yeah.
working me in. I know it's not every day you get some random person on the internet being like, "Hey, join this podcast." You've you've met them
I
once.
love doing this stuff. It's fun. I actually really do enjoy doing this sort of stuff. Every time like someone asks me, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what, sure. I just usually sometimes I'm pretty lazy though. Like I'm just like, dude, like
No, I
I'm
get
doing
it.
other stuff. But like other times I'm like, you know what, why not?
No, absolutely, I understand that. I I don't know, man. I've just been reaching out to Halo people recently and
Mm.
got some luck here and there, and I've had Lucid, Last Shot, and Cherished, and now you. So I think I've hit a kind of a little bit of a hot streak. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes. I've talked to a couple people, but you might be the last professional Halo player for a little bit. You guys
Oh
just don't
really? You
like
know
being
me
on
well?
camera. Y'all don't like to talk.
Nah. A lot of
I'm
people
like
don't.
I'm
A
like,
lot of
dude,
people.
it's not that much pressure. I'm not gonna get on here and quiz you about your average placings in 2017 or anything. I'm just gonna get on here. It's an avenue for people to get to know you and make content around Halo a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. A lot of even like with media day and stuff like that. A lot of players don't like doing that sort of stuff, but sometimes it just comes with it. You have to.
Well, I noticed you've been streaming
Mhm.
a lot more. Unfortunately, due to time zones, it's a little harder for me to catch you because I think you start roughly about the time about
Everyone's
I
going to
don't
sleep,
know. Yeah, I'm
literally.
like
Yeah,
going to sleep.
yeah.
But how's that been going for you lately? I know it's like you said, time zones, especially because Halo being so NA centric. A lot of how's it been going for you? I know it's probably a little harder to find games.
Oh, I mean, I still have to use a VPN to find games. 200 ping on this new network is not ideal at all. It is pretty rough. So I really haven't played Arena. Like I have not played like ranked matchmaking. Um, so like what I've been doing is just like making random pickup squads. But the
Hmm.
like the verse MF Mind Freak. But like the
Right.
thing is, everyone that is kind of playing with me either hasn't fucking touched the game for like over a year, and like just like there's new maps, there's new things, and like did we're playing Collie, and it's like, dude, I have no like we're loading in against Mind Freak, and it's like, dude, I don't know any of the call outs. I'm like, oh god, dude, like this is
You
rough.
weren't
But
a Halo 5 guy. You didn't play
oh no, me. I know the call outs.
Oh,
I'm saying
everybody
like the
else.
people,
Okay.
yeah, like the some of the people that we play with in our pickup scrims, like they never really played any of the other Halo games, but like they played Infinite and they were competing here for Infinite. But yeah, our region's kind of rough to be honest. There's not many players still playing,
Yeah,
so
and
just been
you know,
streaming.
I can't really blame them. From what I
No,
understand, there's
not
been
at
like
all.
there's one. It's hard to find games that aren't on, like you said, 250 like NA servers. But the other hard thing is y'all didn't even get online
Mm.
cups much last year, at least in Australia, as far as I'm aware. I know you're competing here, so it's a little different, but I don't know if Australia. I think Australia gets less attention than Europe does in term from HCS and Halo
Oh,
Studios.
for sure. I mean, I've already expressed this. Um, them cutting off like ANZ lands after the first year was like one of the biggest like question marks I've ever seen. Um, our region are like very land focused. You know,
Right.
it's because they get to feel more involved. Because typically, what happens here in Australia and New Zealand is there's always like one team that's crazy, and then there's a competing sort of second. But then after that, it starts kind of falling off. But having LAN
Hmm.
events for teams like allows them to kind of like go to an event, get social, interact with each other and stuff like that, and just have a good time, rather than these online cups where you know there's a lot
You're
of
just losing to
yeah.
whoever the best team
You,
is.
you, you just kind of hop on, play the game as usual, and then you lose, and then you're like done with it, and you're like, dude, that was boring.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
I
mean?
could have been doing anything. I could have
Yeah,
been.
literally.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It is really
events
unfortunate.
really help both their numbers.
I mean, it's been kind of a
Mhm.
problem that's been around since I don't want to say like early Halos because it's a little different back then, but like Halo 5 when they did like the global champs or the world champs or whatever, it just like I don't know, it just felt like Australia after the first I want to say a year, maybe 2 years was just like downsized. And like part of
I
that is
mean,
population, but
Halo 5 was an odd one because for some reason in 2016, so they had, I think, I don't know if Australia had overseas opportunities. I think they just went to Worlds, right?
yeah, I think they just had like qualifiers for worlds. There wasn't like a LAN
Yeah,
or anything as far as
yeah.
I'm remembering.
No, so for the first year there was a LAN, and then
Oh
in
yeah.
2017 they kind of just threw everything out the window and was like, "Hey, we're doing a 12-team Worlds. You guys from ANZ qualify online, and you guys get fuck all for the rest of the year. Literally fuck all." And so obviously, like I said, I started competing in 2017, and I literally had to start like competing in grassroots tournaments that like we were throwing by a player called Ads and like Lunchy, and there's a whole group of them like
Hmm.
Halo Australia, and they started throwing cafe lands, and that kind of like made like when I'm sitting here now, it's like I'm thinking about it. It's like these lands don't have to be anything like spectacular. You don't need fireworks. You don't need confetti falling from the fucking sky. Like have it at a land, like just a nice little venue or something. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, especially for like us. That's like what I'm trying to argue here is like, a lot of them like say the cost and everything is insane, but like it doesn't have to be if you don't want to make it just like it doesn't have to be all of that extravagant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
So
doesn't have to be the 256 team venue.
yeah,
I mean,
no, not at
as the
all.
region grows, obviously you're going to need a bigger venue eventually. But I don't know, enough room for maybe like 32 teams is would I don't know. As far as I'm aware, is plenty. Like I said, I don't keep up too much with the Australian scene,
Oh, there's about
but
like there's about 4 teams, 5 teams that actually compete in these
well, if
online
they, I mean,
cups.
if they had like consistent land opportunities, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
even a 16
people
team
always
land
come
center
back.
would be better than nothing, right? And then they could contract out. Who was it? You said Halo Australia with Lunchy and was it Ads?
Well, ads was they were kind of like doing two different things, but like they came together to like throw like a LAN.
Hmm.
Um, so ads was running like a Oceanic Halo League, and that was sick because like that's actually where I got my name out in this region. So like shout out to that. But yeah, there was like free for all tournaments, and there was 4v4s, and there was like a ladder that we had and stuff like that. It was cool. It was really cool. I
Hmm.
mean, someone had to step up because we were getting absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just saying, like 343 or Halo Studios, whatever, could have at the time reached out to any of them and said, "Hey, we
oh
can
no,
give
for
you
sure.
like a 16 team land center. Like we can get the venue, but we can't get you the equipment or something." And I'm sure somebody would have happily, like, I don't know, worked
Well,
that
that's the
out.
thing. Those things would bring your own console. So like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
yeah, nah, you know what I mean. I think there's a lot of
there's
ways they can go
solutions.
about it. Yes, there are very big solutions, but they're just kind of like, you know what? We'd rather just cut them out completely. Even though like our Infinite Lands actually had pretty good turnouts, as
Oh,
far as I know.
everybody's
I
did.
didn't.
Everybody's
I
did for
didn't.
a while, for like the first year, for sure, at least. everywhere was
Yeah.
getting people because people really like the competitive community really liked Infinite. I think the reason why we've seen such a sharp decline is because one, the game launched in basically an unacceptable state again. In
Like,
the like updates were like so slow for so long. I think if they had like a really good cadence of updates like they kind of do now, I don't know. I think the game would be in like a way better spot. But
no, for sure.
I don't know. That's
Absolutely.
just
I
that's
mean,
just focusing on negative at this point, I guess. It's been tread
yeah, I've
over
already,
so many
yeah,
times.
I've complained and bitched about it for the past, I don't even fucking know how long, but it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So let's focus on some of the other stuff. You were
Mm.
I don't know if or as far as I'm aware, and feel free to correct me, but as far as I'm aware, you're the first Australian player to move to NA and join an NA squad like that. As far as I'm aware, at least for Infinite, you are.
Oh no, for Infinite, definitely. But I don't know if it like what are we counting? Like, are we saying like a full season or like what you know what I mean?
I'm not
Like,
saying
are
like,
we?
I mean, because like also Australian teams have come over for like lands, right? But I mean like you were on
Mhm.
the the native gaming roster, like an NA centric team. It was that's what I mean. I don't know
Oh,
if
okay.
I know if too many. I mean like kind of like how like Legend is now on Optic or was on SSG last year. You were like that from Australia, and I don't know of too many people that have
Yeah.
had that opportunity.
I mean, the only other person I can think of was a player called Seduce in Halo 5, but he was only in America for I think around 3 months.
I don't remember. I remember the name. I know who you're talking about. I don't know what
Yeah.
teams he was on off the top of my head.
He played for Denial actually for a little bit. I think he was with Tuga, honestly.
You know what? You might be right. I think
Yeah, he was definitely on Denial. I know that much.
okay. Well, you're the first one that I know of that's made at least a full season, which is the first one in Infinite too. So
Yeah,
well,
I was thinking like
I know there was
any of
some
my
Australian
I don't
teams that have come
know.
over. I just didn't know if there was like a specific like an Australian player alone.
No, not really. Besides Seduce, but like I said, that was 3 months, and then um, yeah, I can't really think of anyone else. Maybe someone beforehand, but um, as far as I know, because I
Was that?
think
Yeah. I mean, the
oh,
question I was going for anyway was, what was that like for you being a like international player coming over and joining an NA team, especially for like a whole season? You were here for I don't know when was the first land last year? March. So like March to October ish. March ish to October ish. I think was the full season.
wait, we're talking about last year or
Yeah.
just in general.
Well, in
Uh,
general, what's it been like? Coming over.
um, Initially it was awesome. I mean, I was living out my dream literally, um, because I started off joining G2 and stuff like that, and then that it was awesome. Like it was literally like everything I wanted. You're getting paid to play a video game. I'm flying over there, going to events, and you know, practicing against the best and scrimming, being able to play the game. Like it's literally everything I wanted.
Hmm.
Um, so like to actually reach that level of like fulfillment, sort of like to get there, is like it's very surreal. You know what I mean? Because I've been working for a very long time, and
Hmm.
I mean, from Australia, it's like borderline fucking impossible. Um, like you really gotta you know, just full
Make it.
throttle. Like, yeah, you just have to. Like, there's like, I don't know. I think a lot of it was like luck mixed with like my grind, but I don't know. It was crazy to me. Um, so initially, it was amazing, and then like we were placing pretty well when I joined G2, like in the Super and then like the Orlando land.
Hmm.
But keep in mind that wasn't even I joined halfway through the season.
Yeah, I remember that you came over for that season.
Yeah.
little into it. I remember the speculation. That was a lot of fun, actually. Getting to speculate if you're coming over or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, I remember that too. But that's like the stuff I miss. Sorry, it's a segue. I miss like when Halo was that alive, that like stuff like that was being like spoken about a lot more. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot more conversations generated. I mean, it's not the community's fault at the moment. You know what I mean? That the population has kind of fallen off, but like that sort of like when the game first came out, and like that sort of like the feel, it's just like such a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like actually into it. Everyone's talking about what's going on. Everyone's watching the comms and stuff. Like it's awesome. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, getting to NA was, I mean, my number one goal with this game, especially when it first came out. So, being able to have done that, um, and kind of keep it going, sorta. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the following years weren't so good to me. The second year,
It's a rough
2023.
industry, you know. It's hard.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is, but I mean, majority of my reasons stem from me not being an American. That's the problem.
Oh, right.
So in 2023, I got turned around at the border, and then I got dropped like halfway through the season,
Mm-hmm.
and so that just that literally just fucked everything. Literally, just absolutely um, ruined what we were having. It was a good run, especially that year because this was on native. So 2023 G2 leave,
Right.
and so I have to do my visa again, which that was a process in of itself. The reason I actually missed that ANZ land at DreamHack in first year because I was in Thailand. I was stuck in Thailand for a month. The reason I was stuck in Thailand was because I was going for my visa because of wait times in Australia were way too long. They wanted to get it done like ASAP.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got sent to Thailand and was staying there for what was supposed to be a 1 week trip. And I ended up staying there for like 3.5 weeks almost.
That's wow. That's crazy. I didn't
Yeah.
know that like the visa process could be, I don't know, that long.
No, it's really long and very tedious. It is very tedious. And then, yeah, so since they left, um, there was, I had to kind of do it again because the contract kind of got terminated. And
Yeah, because the group, to for like in oversimplified terms, the company you were working for no longer was bringing you over, so you needed to, because
yes,
the visa
yeah,
was
pretty much.
for them to go work for them, so you needed one for to work for whoever was
Yeah,
native. I
pretty
assume,
much.
I think was next.
Yeah. And, but that's the funny thing is like it sort of worked that way. But anyway, whatever. Whatever. And then yeah, no, we on native like Charlotte, we got top four from the open bracket. That was an insane run. Um, at Dallas, I think we got top eight. Unfortunately, like we kind of just choked to game five. Or I forgot exactly what happened, but like we're still doing good. And then like in online cups, we were actually placing like really well for the first time ever after Charlotte. It was actually weird. Um, But and then yeah, I got turned around at the border and then got dropped. And then literally that was like in June 28th on my birthday actually. It
Oh,
happened on my birthday.
that's so sad.
Uh
Man, it
and
always feels
so
like the craziest stuff happens on people's birthday. I'm never traveling on my birthday. I'm gonna stay home forever. Never gonna travel because I don't want to get turned away somewhere like that. That would suck.
oh yeah, no. That was such a I was like holy shit like moment, and then yeah, so I got dropped and then literally I only played 2 events that season and then I'm just back home. I'm just chilling doing my thing. Um, my visa ends up getting approved eventually in time for Worlds, but it's like already too late.
Right? Yeah, like the team is, for
Yeah,
better or worse,
they're
got
already
their
yeah
chemistry or their qualifications and all that
Yeah, I think
stuff. So
they they picked up Bohm first, I think, and then they picked up Suspector after Bohm. But yeah, so that all happened, and then like last minute, this last year, like 3 days, I'm sure you remember all of that, like native roster drama at the beginning of the year, right? Like I
oh,
don't know if you
there's.
were watching all that
Are you talking about this year or last season?
last year, like 2024.
Uh, yeah. I mean, it's a little fuzzy, but I remember there's always a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of little things here and there, and
It was just when Brad was streaming, but anyways, yeah. So
mm-hmm.
shit was going down. Um, I think so. They let go of Neptune. Oh well, like
Yeah,
I was in
yep,
talks.
it was Neptune. Like there's issues with Neptune, and then apparently like Last Shot was there for a little while, and then that
Yeah,
he went back to the pure roster, and I don't know if that after Last Shot, it was when they finally were able to get you on there. I don't remember what the exact timeline was, but I remember that trio of events was like,
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I'm trying to think if I should say this. Um, I'll say it, and later on I'll decide if it should not be in. But no. So initially, I was actually in talks to be on that team, like way before. I had my
mm-hmm,
visa ready to go. Um, you know, I was, I was just back home, and I was just ready. I was still playing the game. I was like shooting bots and stuff, but I was just doing my own thing. And in the off season, I was actually in talks, and so I mean, they decided to go with Neptune. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, damn, that kind of sucks. I'm kind of like, I've got like nothing in. Actually, yeah, no, at the time I was like, damn, there was like, okay, well, that's just unfortunate, I guess. Like, okay. Um, so, you know, I spent like the rest of my off season just kind of waiting.
yeah.
And
I mean, that's really got to suck, especially because you have the whole visa issue being an international player. I
yeah,
don't know. I
I
mean,
mean, I'll get to that. I'll get to that too, because so they picked up Neptune,
mm-hmm.
right? And then they played with him for what was it, 1 or 2 months?
I was gonna say if it felt like 6 weeks or less, if
Yeah,
roughly.
that's yeah.
It almost
And
I didn't follow that super closely, so it almost felt like he was picked up. They scrimmed like twice, and then he was gone. Is what it felt like, but I think it was more than that.
yeah, because he was picked up like I think early December, or something, and because I remember them talking about it on stream about like matchmaking and stuff like that, or like playing. I don't know. So like yeah, he had like a lot of time, I think, and that's like kind of what stemmed to them like letting him go. But so what ended up happening in result of that was, that visa that I just said got approved,
Mm-hmm.
that actually hit the expiration date. So
So you had to go through the process again.
yes.
Oh man.
And so basically, I get the message and I'm like, and it's literally like, hey, uh, pack your bags. And I'm like, I mean, like I gotta, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't really
Yeah.
like, but it's
Can't
like
pass it up.
I I have like 3 days. I literally got to pack and say goodbye to everybody in like 3 days and stuff like that, and then get there, and you know, it was it was still
A whirlwind.
yeah, it was just, and then I was moving around all of the place. Like I was like living with Sparty for the first 3 months, and then because it was still being done, the visa, I actually had to go to Canada, and that's the very very reminiscent of like what I was doing last year or 2023. Sorry, it was like the same thing. I had to after Charlotte, I had to actually go to Canada again, and that's kind of like because of like the visa, you can't obviously stay in the United States.
Yeah.
Um,
Tons of rules about that.
yeah, yeah, for like more than 3 months on an on an ESTA. So um, that's like the reason I got turned around because I was coming in from Canada and they're like, wait a minute, like, and that's like my biggest gripe is like I that should have never really happened because like it really just depends who you get on the day as like the agent, but you know what I mean. Like it no, like I've never had that problem before. I've always been pulled into secondary and stuff like that and asked questions and interrogated, but
Mm-hmm.
it's all ended up okay. And so this guy, I don't know, but yeah, that's a long whirlwind of
All sorts of different
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, being in the fucking ringer, dude, being in the ringer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a lot to go on, and I mean, like, I don't know if I was trying to compete somewhere. I don't know if I could deal with all that, and especially with like, I don't know if you felt it. No, I was kind of curious, but like, if Halo was, for example, we'll just say like Europe, EU like centric, like Europe, not like the
Yeah,
European Union. I mean like Europe. I've seen some people get mad at people for saying EU to mean Europe for some reason. I don't know. And I was an NA player, and and like NA was in the unfortunate circumstance that Australia finds itself in right now, and then somebody was like, "Hey, you're gonna come to Europe to play for us because we think you're good enough." Like, I feel like that would be a lot of pressure, to be like, did you have like
I
a pressure of like being like, I don't want to say cherry picked because that sounds, I don't know, it sounds almost like like it could be like a negative, but to be perceived as good enough in Australia, which has been as we said, unfortunately treated by HCS and Halo Studios in terms of support, to be brought over to the I'm gonna say the hub because Halo's been like NA dominated for years, like its whole
yeah,
life. So,
no, for
I don't
sure.
know, was there any pressure on you? Did you feel anything like any pressure like that, or were you just kind of like, okay, cool, it's just like a new challenge?
No, I honestly think the excitement overpowered everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, it was like a very big goal for me, and literally like what I was working towards, and to like kind of have it happen was like crazy, you know. So I definitely think that like there was a tiny bit of pressure, like like it's like damn, I gotta still shit on some people or something, like. But
Mm-hmm. Got to
like
show out for
yeah, yeah,
Australia
but
and whatever.
yeah, exactly. But it wasn't very negative to me at all. I actually don't mind the pressure a little bit, and like I said, yeah, no, I was just more excited to like
To
get the
get there and
opportunity and
start.
scream and play and verse these guys.
Yeah. Well, that's good on you because I don't know. I mean, I think the majority of people, and I guess that's kind of what separates some of you top competitors from us average Joes, is the ability to deal with that pressure. Because I mean, it would be exciting to show, but I don't know. I'd be so worried, like, ooh, if I do bad at my first land, they're gonna be like, all Australians are bad or something, or all NA players are bad, or
No,
something like that.
fortunately, I wasn't really thinking like that. I mean, I was just there to compete and just do my thing. Um, because the first thing I played in was like that G2, like with the G2 team was like that super.
Right.
So that was like that online thing, and then like we placed pretty well. I think we beat KCP at the time, which was when they had King Nick, I think, for Manny, for top
Mm-hmm.
six.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that was a good start, honestly. And then I actually had to leave because my visa wasn't done by that point. So I
Mm-hmm.
then went back home, and for the entire month, I didn't get to play the game because I went to Thailand. There was no internet cafes or anything, and I got back in America 3 days before Orlando
Oh wow.
without playing the game for the month. And then like we somehow, I don't know how we got top six. Like we just randomly just got top six.
Well,
So
good job on that. I can't
yeah, I don't
imagine.
know. I don't know where that happened, how that
I
happened.
I'm gonna say I can't imagine it, but it'd be so funny to like, I don't know, go somewhere and just like a Halo Pros having to scrim from like an internet cafe. You're just like there to like hang out with your friends, and you can just hear three dead top eight or whatever. Just
Yeah, just
just crazy
screaming,
call outs. Yeah, just
crazy, like
going ham. It's
fucking
like,
shit
all right.
on. Yeah.
What's the Encore special? Just just roar at people.
I don't think I've ever like done
Uh,
that actually.
Who you?
Yeah, like roared.
You just like yell. Yeah, I was at Worlds this past year. That's where because I was there. You signed my piece of Exodia
Yeah, yeah,
at the
yeah,
bar
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. I've still got it. I'll get a
Mm.
picture of it on screen here so people can see. But I remember every time. I don't know if it was every time Encore was on feature in main, but like every time he was playing, I swear you would hear him like do
Just
that yell
screaming.
he does. That little like he does. I'm just like, okay, dude. Like passion, but dang,
Passion, bro. Yeah.
it was
No, I
loud.
mean,
Like I don't think
uh,
if you haven't been to a Worlds, you don't understand how loud it is in there. Like when every team is like playing and people are cheering, and you would just cheer on World for them. I was like, dang, uh,
now
Comms was it's giving his
some
team
people
his
do
tinnitus, dude.
that. Now, some people play better that way, but a lot of people, don't. It's like kind of like a weird mix. Like some people are like robots, and then some aren't.
Yeah.
Kind of like what works for you.
I don't. I think it's funny you mentioned robots because Space Station. I would say last year's Space Station, they would just win, and I don't know. We've had a lot of Halo teams lately in the past few years. Where, like they would win, and they would just like I don't know, business is like business casual, like nothing, no popping off, no
Yeah, I
nothing,
mean,
and I'm like, man, like I get it, like you guys are there to compete and you think you're the best in the world, but it'd be cool if you guys like I don't know, jumped up and down for winning worlds or something.
yeah, I've understood both sides of like that kind
Yeah,
of, like it definitely would it be a lot better for like people to actually be like but like the thing is that they do smile and stuff like
right.
you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
I mean, it's not like they're up there
But
frowning like, God, wow,
yeah,
we
yeah.
won. But like, I
No,
don't
I
know
know
if
what you're
you,
saying though. It's very tame celebrations.
yeah, back in like Halo 3 when on like on the MLG stations, people would be
Oh
like
yeah, those motherfuckers are like tossing
screaming and
everything off and
yeah,
just like
flipping
fucking
out.
borderline like tearing their shirts off, like like
Yeah,
fucking.
I need a Spartan's funny. I think he would pop off crazy if he won event. I think that would be really funny to see. I have a love hate relationship with him. I like to rib him as much in chats and stuff. Uh, but overall, like he's a nice guy overall. As from every time I talked about, but sometimes he should not be on Twitter. That's probably where I make the most fun of him for is his Twitter habits. He's like chill dude, but he would be one of those ones who'd like he'd be like, am I
Oh,
about to
for
like
sure.
watch him tear his jersey in half? Like what's going on?
Yeah, no, absolutely, you would.
I don't know. Would you do that if you want to? Do you think you would be one of those, or you'd be the stoic
I
like
definitely wouldn't be
finger
robotic. Nah,
point
nah,
space station point
nah.
smile?
I definitely would not be robotic. At least initially, no.
I can't imagine winning so much it get boring. Like or like not boring, but like the excitement not be
Well,
as
I mean, that's the thing though. I feel like that's like that's why I'm confused about it, because I think that's like a very unique and rare feeling of like euphoria that like I'm surprised that even after a long time, like it kind of just goes away. You know what I'm saying? Because like
mhm.
I think that's what everyone's chasing is that number one spot. Um, Obviously, if you get it more times than not, like that feeling will initially like start to fade. But I feel like there'd still be something there. I don't know. I don't know, but
I mean, only way to find out. Let's go get you. Let's go win one real quick. I know, let's make it
yeah,
way
yeah,
easier
for
said
sure.
than done. What's like the insane like there's like been the amount of people who have reached top 8 versus like the number of people who actually won an event is in like an insane disparity. It's
Is it?
crazy. Yeah, it's like I remember the statistics, but like I mean the easiest person you can point to is unfortunately Nated. He had never won a 4v4. He actually got on to me because he
Yeah.
said because I was like I have more first place. I have the same number of first places as Nated, and he was like, "No, I wanted an FFA." I was like, dang it." But he came in second and competed for
Yeah, he was
forever.
playing for a very long time.
So I
That's
don't know.
yeah,
It would be
that's
really cool to see.
that would hurt though. That would hurt me in the soul. I mean, it probably hurts him because like that. There's probably like a lot of times where like you know the fate could have been averted and like get that win, but to always just be so close, like that's
Yeah,
gotta, you know what I mean? That's
yeah.
really
I think
just
the worst one for him. I've never asked him, and I don't know if I'll ever get the opportunity. But I think the worst one's got to be that, was it 2016 Worlds, the first Halo 5 Worlds.
Yeah.
He gets second, but he gets voted MVP by the fans or whatever, and so he has to be
Oh
on
yeah.
stage. Yeah, he's on stage with like the CLG people getting like a battle rifle or something, and they're like, "You're the most valuable player," and I was like, "Well, he just lost like 10 minutes ago," and they're like making him be on stage and stuff. I was like, that's up there with the they did an interview in Call of Duty. I think it was with Clayster. He just got second. He was like still on the station or something, and then they were like trying to get an interview from him, and it was like the worst interview I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, that's
Clayster.
yeah. A lot of players, I mean, especially probably after grand finals loss, but like like trying to get them on like directly after an L is probably not like the best idea.
I, I'm like, I
um,
get interviewing the winners right after. That's like because you're like, you want to get their emotion or whatever. But like to go up to this someone who just lost, and like I don't remember how close the series was, but even if it was like not even close, to walk up and be like, "So how do you feel?" Like that just.
yeah, no, that's weird too. I mean, some other esports actually do it. They do have like a losers interview. Um, like
I think
I don't know
CS
though.
does,
Like
but I don't know if it's literally right after. I think there's at least some
yeah, yeah. There's some leeway.
some leeway. That was like
Yeah,
what I think most people were like, "Dang, that's crazy," because he was still like had his controller in his hand, like he like hadn't gone back to the whatever areas the designated like teams area.
yeah. No, that's definitely rough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it because like I think I saw you. I don't remember when, but it was like after y'all had just lost a match and you were like walking around
Mm.
at Worlds, and I was like, "Ooh, I could go get my shit signed," and I was like, "Nah, this is not. Let me."
Yeah, if it was last year's Worlds, definitely. I
Yeah,
mean, I would have still done it. I don't really care too much, but I was. Oh man, yeah,
I don't remember when it
for sure.
was. It was. I mean, it worked out in the end because I ran into you on Sunday. But
Yeah, yeah.
like I was like, I don't want to. It had been in a little bit too. It wasn't even like right after. But I still was like, let me wait a little bit because this is like the biggest tournament of the year too. I don't want to be. I don't want them to be like,
Nah,
wow, this guy really coming up here right now.
that's not really a problem. I mean, like I said, it kind of comes with it, so it's like whatever.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I talked to other Halo pros about it. I'm like, I don't want to come talk to y'all when y'all look like y'all are busy, and every one of them is like, nah, do it. I'm like, nah, dude. I have a. I don't want you guys to think I don't understand social cues. I'll just wait till you guys are smiling and whatever, and then like maybe it'll be fine.
yeah, no, that's fair enough. That is fair enough because I think I'd be like the same way, with that sort of stuff. Like you don't
Uh,
want to bother somebody or like
yeah,
annoy them.
I really don't want to bother people because I mean,
Yeah,
as long as I've been a mod in a stream or chatted with whoever, like at the end of the day, it's you're the Halo professional. I'm a Twitch chatter. Unless we've hung out, off stream doing stuff, it's
yeah,
still just like a
yeah,
streamer, chatter relationship. So I try to keep
yeah,
that
yeah,
like that's always in the forefront. I'm always like, yeah, well, I don't really know this person. I just like know this person, but I don't really
yeah,
know
for
them, I
sure.
guess. But it's been a rough off season for uh for you. It seems this year. Are you
Oh, this
planning
year?
to? Are you? I mean, obviously you don't have to answer and give me any details. Are you planning to compete over in Australia? Or are you trying to come back over to NA? What's your vibe?
Um, I've kind of come to I've come to the kind of consensus of I think if I don't get an American team, I'm probably just done. Um, unless the Australian team would have an opportunity to get stuff sorted with like a visa and stuff and actually spend time over there to grind, I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm probably done. Unless I get an American team and Hail Mary comes out of nowhere. Yeah, this off season's also been mega fucking just shit. Uh, but obviously, I mean, like last year just did zero favors with our performance, so
Mm-hmm.
it's whatever. But
And we won't touch on it. Brad or APG has. he's talked about it on his stream. I'll let him own that. I don't want all that drama.
Yeah, I mean, that's that's still surface level stuff too.
Yeah,
Um,
right. Yeah, I don't imagine he's given
there's
the
a
full
lot.
story,
There's a
but
lot. There is a lot. There is a lot. And so you know, obviously the last year that we had did did no favors, which is fair enough. But I also had a few things that kind of just for some reason dematerialized, and like I didn't hear back from, or I was like given an opportunity, but then like kind of like it was done like a 180, like oh this and that, but
mm-hmm.
oh it's very dumb, but it's whatever. But yeah, like I said, if I don't find a team, I'll probably just take a step back, honestly, and just do some other stuff with my life. Maybe go
Mm-hmm.
to like finish off my uni course or something, because I did my first year already in cybersecurity, so I mean,
Yeah.
might as well finish that off or something. But
Okay. Well, I hope you get something, whether it's teaming in Halo or just like opportunity and wherever you're planning. I hope something good comes along. Do you think that would
thank
be
you.
like it for you? Like, what if the next Halo game is announced this summer at whatever Xbox thing, and they're like, next year is big, and would you think about maybe coming back like in 2026 or 27 or
I mean, that's all based on how life's going, to be honest.
yeah.
It's hard to like say like I'd love to. Um, I really would, because like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I mean, it's like what I've been wanting to do. But sometimes like just the cards you dealt are just
Just how it
not
is,
that
yeah.
great. Yeah, and you just gotta fucking do the best that you can with it. And so, I really did try. And so, that's like at least what I know in myself, everything that like I kind of could have controlled. I did it to the best that I could.
Yeah, you
Like I
did
gave
you
it
did
my
the
best
best you
effort
could,
and
right?
everything.
You didn't leave anything to like you weren't on the table, as they say. You
Yeah.
just did everything you could.
Yeah.
Is there
I
Would you
was gonna
consider
say something.
competing in another game, or are you like that much a Halo guy? You're like, nah, if it's not Halo, it's
No,
Halo or
I
nothing.
do play other games. Like I'm a gamer. Like I do play other shit. Like you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
not just like just a Halo guy at all. At all. Like I play other shit. The problem is, unfortunately, nothing kind of scratches the itch like Halo competitively. Call of
ain't
Duty,
that
I
the
think
truth?
I Call of Duty, I can play COD, but it just is not.
It
I
doesn't give
just
you that fun. You're not like I don't know, enjoying it as
yeah,
much, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, there's just something about it. I can't really put my finger on it. Like COD, and then like I mean, it's the thing about it too is like I'm what turning 24 this year, and so like time's ticking. I don't want to go to like another game without a head start, if that makes sense, and then like like have to fucking relearn everything and get to that stage where like you're competitive ready, because that the only way you can really swap games with like success of like with quick success and actually getting paid and actually like being paid like as a professional to do it, is that if you already kind of have like a reputation in the game, yeah, like of being like insane, or like you know what I mean, like winning in another game.
Yeah, like
Unfortunately, I don't have that going for me.
yeah. And unfortunately,
But
there's not a lot of people still like. There's off the top of my head, it's like formal for the older players. There's Enable because he swapped, but he had to grind. Like he was a top Halo pro, went to
yeah,
COD and still had to grind for a while. Formal was the same way. So now Formal can go back and forth if he wanted to,
yeah.
but
But that's
there's
that's the thing. That's the timeline. That's like what I'm trying to say is like
yeah.
I'm 24. They did that like 18, 19. Like they did that almost 4 years ago in terms of age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like it'd be just a massive time sink. I'd feel like I'm not really like going anywhere. I mean, the COD scene in Australia is also just fucked. They don't get any overseas opportunity at all.
No, it's
the CDL.
You
So
would
like,
you would think too.
it's just Australian gaming. It's just Australian gaming. It's just all fucked here. I mean, there's not much else to say. Only literally handful of games actually do well, and that's
Mm-hmm.
typically battle royales. Or I mean, just mainly Apex and somewhat Rocket League, and that's it. I can't really think of anything else. Literally, I know
Wow.
there was like a Dota 2 player, Anna, I think his name was, that got picked up though by another. Like,
Mm.
he was picked up by shit. What are they? Oh my god, I forgot what they called, dude. But anyway, yeah, that's all I can literally think of. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, our scene is very undeveloped in general, and it's not just like a Halo thing.
It sounds like it's kind of across
Oh
the
no,
industry.
no, for sure, because I mean, Australian like esports has kind of been compared to the same as like MLG and American esports like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so
that's that's
we
not
are
good.
very far behind. Yeah, we are very
Yeah,
far behind. So you know,
yeah,
it just sucks. It's what it is. It is what it is. But that's like not something I can really control.
yeah. Well, I mean, and you did what you could, working with your visa and getting over here. So again, good on you for putting forth that effort because I don't know. Now it's not a
Mhm.
big. I mean, obviously, this situation you're in now with the off season and stuff really sucks. But you're not stuck in a what if. Like, what if I had gone and done my visa and gone over and
Oh
whatever,
no,
or
for
like,
sure. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, no, that was just. I mean, that was like you have to, like, you
yeah,
know what I mean. Like, yeah,
one of those opportunities you
if
just
I
really
want
can't pass
to.
up.
Yeah, no, not at all. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but do you what's your go to games for like just chilling? Then I mean, obviously, you enjoy the Halo for the competitive. Do you play Halo stuff when you're just chilling, or do you play like I don't know, um, Helldivers or Minecraft? Are you just like crazy at Minecraft?
I love Minecraft. I do love
just
Minecraft.
cracked
Modern
at Minecraft.
Minecraft specifically, I love modern Minecraft. Um, nah, there's just like a different roster of games that like I usually play. I usually like single player games. I
Mm-hmm.
need to replay through Cyberpunk with the DLC. I actually didn't get to finish that. I love Skyrim. Like I've got like 100 billion mods on that. Um,
You know that
yeah,
the announcement trailer for
yep,
Elder
is
Scrolls
older.
6
Yep,
is older
yep,
now than Skyrim was when it was announced or something. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. I hate that. I hate that so fucking much.
Yeah. I want
I would
a
say
new Elder
Cyberpunk as
Scrolls
well
game.
too.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know
yeah.
what's taking them so long. They're
I don't
just
know.
taking their
They
sweet
got to
ass
make
time.
Starfield with 8,000 empty planets and then get on
I
gamers for being bored of empty planets.
I didn't finish Starfield. I couldn't do that to myself. I was just
I
like
speed ran the story. Speed ran, sped ran. I don't know.
speed ran. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I got through it extremely quickly when I realized I was like getting bored. I was like, I'll at least finish the story. And then like the twist, there's a twist. If you don't know what it is, I guess skip ahead. I'm not time stamping it because it's meh. You just go to like alternate universes. Like cool, it's like cool, and then but like I don't know. You
It
have to go
really
through the
doesn't
same.
impact anything.
It's the same story. I mean, there's some stuff that changes, but you're doing mostly the same story every time. You just
Yeah,
like
I
lose
don't.
all your stuff. I'm like, where's all my cool stuff? I liked that shotgun. That shotgun was cool, and it's gone forever. You have to
Yeah.
find it again. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, not the biggest fan of Starfield. I'm checking it right now. Actually, how many hours do I have in this thing?
In which game? You look at Skyrim,
Starfield.
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 I think I have less than
Yeah,
100.
23 hours. 23 hours. And I
I have
never
more than
even
that,
finished
but I
it.
think I have less than 100. I think.
But yeah, I don't know. I've really liked the new Doom games. I fucking love Doom in general. Even like the
Mm-hmm.
boomer shooters. I'm I'm a pretty big boomer when it comes to gaming. I love all of the old shit. I love Quake. I love Doom. I love Half Life. Half Life is like one of my favorite franchises out.
If you haven't played
Um,
Half Life, you should. It's very good.
you should. And that Black Mesa remake is amazing.
No,
Um,
don't worry. Or Half-Life 3 will come soon. Don't worry. Trust.
hey, there's rumors. There's
Gabe been sitting on
rumors.
it. It's coming.
I mean, they did the documentary and like they were teasing it. Now there's like updated Half-Life 3 things and like did it like files and stuff, and it's constantly being updated. So we
Who
might see
knows?
Half-Life 3 in our lifetime. I hope so.
I hope we get Half-Life 3 before we get Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't know if you watch Sony's
You know
State
what's
of Play.
crazy? I've never
What?
I've never played Kingdom Hearts. I've never played
I've
Kingdom
only
Hearts.
played a little bit, but I'm in a Discord server where they were freaking out because the State of Play didn't have any Kingdom Hearts stuff. Apparently, it was announced like 2 years ago, and so I like
Is that
laughed with
like the
them.
Sony? Oh wait,
Yeah,
so 4 is actually announced.
yeah, it was announced 2 years ago, and they're like, there hasn't been any news since the announcement. I think is the what's happened, and I
I
laughed at
need
them,
to
and I was
find
like,
that.
when the Elder Scrolls 6 was announced, like 6 years ago, like you're good. Like Silk Song was announced. I don't know. I think it's Hollow Knight. I think it's Hollow Knight Silk Song was announced like 6 years ago or something, and it hasn't gotten any updates since then.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know why they just announced shit and then don't say anything.
Yeah. So anyway, so Kingdom Hearts 4 hasn't had any updates and whatever. And I'm like, what? You know how funny it would be if we got Half-Life 3 before Kingdom Hearts 4. That would be
When did 3 come out?
uh Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know off the top of my head. 10 years ago?
So
Less?
I mean, we've been waiting longer for Half-Life though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, Half-Life
We're gonna
3.
get GTA
Good.
6 before we get Kingdom Hearts 4. That's so funny.
Yeah. No, I'm actually excited for GTA as well. I love GTA. I always play through them.
My guilty pleasure for GTA anything is I watch a lot of the like quote unquote like cop role play videos where people are like playing like criminals and running away from the police and stuff and doing crime or whatever. I just think they're funny. They're like, let's get the fastest speeding ticket and then run from the police. I don't know. They're dumb, but
Uh,
like
some of
I think they're
those, some
funny.
of those are funny. They're like role play GTA.
Yeah,
Like they're just stupid. It's like, but that's like what makes it so good.
yeah. I hope to watch more of that. I hope I should get watch some of those. I haven't watched them in a while. They were always like good for like an hour. Like if you had like an hour and didn't know what to watch, you just turn it on. It's like watching a movie, quick
I
movie.
randomly like, yeah, I randomly like click on XQC's like stream or something and just like watch like 5-10 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's enough for me.
Have you seen the speaking of XQC, they did the like Twitch rivals Marvel rivals. I don't know, it was a few weeks ago now.
I haven't really been paying too much attention to the Marvel Rivals. I mean, I don't really fuck with hero shooters like that, to be honest with you.
That's fair. I don't
But
really either. That's why I haven't played it too much. I'm planning to, but I don't know. Hero shooters have never really been my thing. I want to be able to. I like Halo, so it's like and it's like almost not quite the antithesis of Halo, but it's definitely not generally in the
yeah,
same vein. But there was
Mhm.
this Twitch rivals or whatever, and they changed the rules around, and so there was
Yeah,
this
I did
team.
hear there was
Yeah,
drama, right?
yeah, as
Yeah.
much drama. And then XQC accused some team of cheating when it was like allegedly it was like allegedly he had a bunch of like people on Smurfs on his team that were like Grandmaster. It's alleged. Uh, as far as I know, it's pretty true, but like again, I don't know for sure. So allegedly, I
Allegedly.
don't know. And he was
Okay.
getting super mad, accusing them of smurfing when he allegedly
Yeah,
had a bunch of
it
Smurfs.
doesn't
Is
surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
I don't know.
He always finds himself in stuff like that.
Yeah, watch in a few years, I'm gonna be big enough to I could interview him, and he's gonna find this one clip of me being like, he allegedly cheated, and he's not gonna come on. It's gonna be so unfortunate.
Can tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, well, happens. I don't need his drama on here anyway. What do you mean? We're just chilling.
Yeah, that is true. It's just vibes.
Yeah, I'm just trying
Just
to
vibes.
vibe a little bit. What's what's like a thing you want to see in Infinite this next season, competing or not? Like, what's like one thing? It could be like sandbox related, something changed for events. I don't know. What's like one thing you would like to see? Because obviously, like
Uh,
everybody I've talked to has like a laundry list. I don't want to keep you here for 3 days, but let's try for like one thing.
I think I think um a total map refresh is what I needed for. I mean, even they're like late on this, but a complete map refresh. Get rid of recharge, get rid of live fire, get rid of what's the other one? Streets.
Streets.
Get rid of streets. Get rid of all these maps that we've been playing. There's a lot of like I haven't competed in any of the Forge Hub tournaments or stuff like that, but I'm sure that there's more than enough good Forge maps
Good
to
enough
like
anyway.
choose from. Yeah, like
I've heard
I don't know, just playing the same stuff is
was it
just so
Remnant?
boring.
I think it's Remnant. People are really hot, like high on. But I've seen a few of them.
Remnant.
They like. I think it's Remnant. I might be wrong. No, guillotine. Sorry, guillotine. I
Yeah,
think.
for Oddball or something.
Yeah. It's so funny. You said live fire recharge streets, and I was like, wow, you just named all three of the ball maps. Like, we haven't had a new
Yeah,
ball map
they're so
since.
boring, dude. They're so boring. Oddball, the game mode as well is a snooze fest. I'm sorry, but
Oh, I
I
love it.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
like I don't like Oddball to watch. I don't mind it playing, but I mean, they said that they were gonna look into lowering the time, but like, dude, no one. I don't. I mean, I know for sure. Like, I don't want to be like watching the same push and same hit outs for like 20 minutes in the same game. Like, I don't really like. That's just me. I've heard some people with a familiar mindset with that. I think if like the time for rounds was like kind of lowered in oddball, or the score to win the round is lowered, like that'd be a lot better. But it's a very big pacing difference. Like you're going from King of the Hill, you're going to these 10-minute, 15-minute matches to an extra 5 to 10. Like there's some oddball games that go for 25 minutes, and that's just like, dude, that's a
Yeah, it's a lot.
grueler. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh
I don't know.
yeah,
I think for oddball, I don't. The round stuff is cool. I just think it should be to like I don't know, 150, one round, time stop rules, like kind of like like old school H3 ball. You pick up except when you pick up ball, the clock stops. I also think that's how they should do King. They should have made King like
yes,
Halo 2, Halo 3 King,
yeah, yeah.
but time stop when you're in the hill.
No, that's the thing. A lot of these game modes actually had good concepts behind them. Strongholds in this game is better,
I think it's
besides
better
the fact
than the
that
Halo 5s, but like by far.
yeah, I mean, sorta. I'd say everything that they did, almost everything, was a quality of life improvement. I think that every base should be neutral off spawn,
Okay, I can see that.
which is what Halo 5 did, which I actually
Hmm.
liked. But other than that, no, Strongholds is actually really good in this game in terms of like game mode and settings wise. But you know, yeah, I don't know, just a complete map refresh would have like done this game like,
Wonders.
yeah, very big favors. And
Especially with how long this off season is, because it's October season ends, and we're not getting our first land
Hmm.
till after April, right? Is it in April or is it after April for the first NA land?
I think it's in April. I think it's in.
I think it's toward the end of April. I think
Um,
either
I
way,
have
like
no idea.
that's
Really.
so long. I mean, if I was obviously there's like Microsoft red tape everywhere for some stuff, but I would be trying to get like a arena test playlist out like October 5th, like the day after Worlds. We're like, okay, here's a whole bunch of new maps, go test them, go by, and then like that's
Yeah, or something. Yeah,
6 months
no, for sure.
of play. But
Yeah. I
I mean,
mean, I
we'll see
think
for the next
also
Halo game at this point. It's kind of over for this one, like if there's not gonna, I would be, I was shocked we got this season. To be totally honest, I was a little shocked that we were getting an extra this
yeah, I
season.
mean, they learned from the previous times where they just completely killed off the support, like when they just cut off H5 and just ended it. And then we had 3 years of nothing. Like,
Yeah,
so, that
I'm
was,
hoping they announce something new. I don't care what it is, then just something this year.
I think they will this year. I think they will.
Yeah, I hope.
Um,
You know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I hope for the sake of everybody's soul and
Just
for sure.
sanity. I don't know, man. We'll see. But okay. So I said I'd try to keep you not too long past the hour. I just hit the hour, but we got a little bit to cut off at the beginning, so we'll go for a few more minutes and then touch
Yeah,
base.
it's all good.
But I ask this for most people. I'm trying to be more consistent. What's your go to like music right now? What's your vibe when you're just chilling or gaming? What's your
I
pick?
mean, The Weeknd is like my favorite artist, and so he just recently dropped his like final album as The Weeknd. So I've just kind of
Is he
been
even gonna come the weekday?
aiming the fuck out of that. Yes, yes, he's evolving like a butterfly. He's
It's,
just
it's gonna go
coming
by
out of a
Monday.
fucking. No, why the fuck? Who would pick Monday out of every
I don't
weekday? Fuck
look.
that.
The weekend is over. It's Monday. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. That's a
So,
evolution.
uh,
Um,
the viewer retention
but
rate
yeah,
just dropped like a stone.
but yeah, no, The Weekend. I don't know. Like, I've got a bunch of my music genre is so fucking weird to people, because I've got my playlist and it's just got all sorts of music. I don't really give a fuck about genres. I just like if a song sounds good to me, it's good to me. If that makes
Right.
sense. Like I don't know. Um, but you know, like I've got a whole mix of like old songs, new songs, like different genres like rap, R&B, and then fucking EDM and shit like that. Like I'm just all over the joint. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you know, just bump the playlist, just get some random shit going, and I'm kind of vibing anyway.
You just vibe. Yeah, vibe to it. Yeah. That's kind of I am with most music. I just kind of listen to whatever. I lean more into like the rock and like EDM type music more so than like
Yeah.
rap hip hop, but it's kind of all
Mhm.
over the place. A good if you like bands that kind of mix genres, Starset is really good. They have I don't know if you've listened to them, but they do.
So I feel like I've heard of them, but I don't know. I haven't really.
They sneak into a lot of people's playlists randomly. I found. They just have like a lot of really good mix of
I'll
music.
have a, I'll have a look actually.
There's another band that I like to talk about, but I won't talk about because I've talked about them on like 10 of these, 14 or something. Like I'm always like, yeah, like go listen to these guys. No, I'm not gonna do it this time. I will. I will not.
You're
I'll t-
refraining.
I fiend for that band. I listen to them way too much. But I talk about them a lot, so I'm gonna give the listeners a break. I
Fair enough.
don't know. I mean, what's your So you listen to all sorts of stuff, but do you have anything when you were like going to a LAN that you would like listen to get into it, or because like Last Shot said jazz was like a lot of jazz and stuff. Cherish was like classical and Lana Del Rey, and then I didn't ask Lucid, but
Um, Not really. I mean, I feel like a lot of like the music like going into a man, like I've got that sort of music in like my playlist anyway. So like some
mm-hmm.
like trying to think like what's a good one. I don't know. You got like the generic fucking basic like Eminem, but then there's like other shit too, where it's like I don't know, just even the weekend's got some music that's like kind of gets you going. Some of the EDM tracks I've got, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, Daft Punk as well, kind of just
you're speaking to my
like
soul. I
that.
love Daft Punk. I've got
Yeah, no,
the I've got the
I
Tron
love that.
Legacy album on vinyl on my record
Oh,
player right
really?
now. Actually, yeah, it's just sitting in there ready to play.
Yeah, Discovery is my favorite album from them.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
fucking
it's a
love that
good
album
one.
so
I
much.
love. I don't think they have an album out that I wouldn't just listen to if it was on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
Um,
much, yeah. I was
but
so sad when they stopped making music, man. I was devastated for like a while,
yeah,
and then their
yeah, that's
Twitch went live later, like recent, like a couple months ago, and it was just they were just streaming some of the music, and I was like, "You guys suck." I was
yeah.
so excited.
That's the thing though. I don't think it's them though. I think it's just like their label or
It's
Sony,
the
right?
label. Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know. It's unfortunate that they don't make music anymore, but I guess I would rather them be like, if they're done, just be done, right?
yeah, than just really shit.
Yeah, and so just trying to make something good because it's harder to do anything when you're not enjoying it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Trust me, I know.
So, yeah, that's why you don't compete in
Uh,
COD. That's why I don't compete in it. And I'm kidding. I don't compete in it because I'm bad, but
just lock in.
well, yeah. Uh, I took a break off of ranks for Halo and still placed in Diamond, and I haven't played in a year. So like,
You took a year break.
I didn't play ranked from May of last year.
I mean, you probably like extended your life by like a few years by doing
Yeah,
that. Actually, so.
definitely. I don't know. Like it hit May, and that was like when things were like really bad with like the community sentiment, and then they did the Xbox showcase, and there was nothing for Halo, and I like didn't play for like 6 months, and then I
Yeah,
slowly
that's
got
fair
back
enough.
in toward the end of the year, and I did my placements this last week on stream, and that was a lot of fun. I don't know, the strafe changes was what brought me back. Really, I was like, cool. I don't have to watch people stand next to a wall and practice their dance moves.
It
Just
still does happen. It still does happen.
it. It's been in every Halo game except for arguably like Halo One, and the only reason why it wasn't Halo One is because if you did that, you would just shoot the wall because
I
the way the
mean,
bullets work. But
I
like
wouldn't say it's been in every Halo game. Because
to
like
varying degrees,
especially
I
Halo 5.
guess. Like varying
Um,
degrees, it was. I would say
I
it
no, I
was
don't
just
think
it was
so.
just by far the most effective in Infinite because of the way the strafe excel worked.
I mean, those are
It
older
still
Halo
works.
games had an air shot though. Like you couldn't. No one was jiggle peeking in Halo 1 to 3. No one was doing that. No one
No,
was like going in and
nowhere.
out.
They were hitting corners, but like nowhere near
Oh,
what.
that's what you mean.
Like you would
Like
duck around a corner and come out, but you weren't like strafing at the corner. You would just die.
yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, like there was no jiggle peeking. So there still kind of is. I think obviously the change they did is still good. Don't get me wrong.
yeah. I think it was a good
It just
change.
sucks that it
Late.
isn't completely. Yeah, very late. Same with the grenades. Very late. Literally, what I've been complaining about since the beginning of the game was when they changed the fuse time, thinking that was the problem with the grenades at the beginning of the game. I was like, dude, like, what are we doing? People, the problem isn't the fucking grenades blowing up. It's the speed of which someone can throw a grenade, shoot, and fucking beat down. You know what
Yeah,
was happening? Dude, the first meta in the game was beating down someone and throwing a grenade at your feet and still somehow managing to get a shot off. Like, it's a guaranteed trade. It's so, like, it's just so mind-numbingly. I hated it.
yeah.
I hated that meta so much.
I hated the watching the meta where people would like sprint towards you, throw a grenade off the floor, and slide into you. Like I don't know, that was really boring to
Yeah, I
watch.
mean, yeah, I mean, it's just guaranteed trades. It's so
There's a
boring.
few
It's
pro
like,
players who are gonna hear that out of like that specific clip and say, "I'm never listening to that guy ever." Like he has no idea what he's talking about. But whatever
no, it's
happens.
just it was very boring. And very lacking of skill to just beat someone down and throw grenades at your fucking feet. So I'm glad that
I'm glad
they
that's
actually
been
did
changed.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, these changes are why I came back and was like wanting to play because like just
Yeah.
watching I watch a lot of Lucid but like watching Lucid, Last Shot, and whoever just play, it looked more like Halo, and I played it and it played more like Halo in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I want to play ranked
No,
again.
for sure. It definitely does. I was saying, I think if the BR didn't make a return, like with the smaller scope in this game, or shorter range scope, that what would have been good was a nerfed thrust start, honestly, for this game. Especially now that like the strafe speed is um
Strafing has been
lowered.
changed. Yeah, the speed is the
Yeah.
same. It's to get to top speed that's
Yeah,
changed.
yeah, that's the thing though, is like it still impacts like the strafe, so it's like a lot easier to shoot people. So I
Yeah,
think like a nerf thrust that doesn't go as far as this one would actually be, pretty refreshing. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people would think differently. Um,
my approach
but
would
yeah.
be a little different. I would go for lowering bullet magnetism maybe, or aim assist. Just make it harder to shoot
That's
in
never gonna
Halo.
happen. That's never
It's
gonna
never gonna
happen.
happen. But like
I
that's
miss
like
aim
pie in the
assist too, man.
sky. it's like the pie in the sky. Like, oh, it happened. We'd be so excited as like the competitive community because now everybody's not fiving you instantly. But I can tell you one
Yeah.
thing: having not played for a year, and then coming back and seeing people with like Onyx emblems in Diamond and like Diamond 1 who like can't win a piv anymore because they can't jiggle peek is as effectively is so funny. I
Yeah,
played this
man.
guy
The
and just
jiggle,
pived him
the
every
jiggle.
time. Was like, dude, you I can tell you just need the wall. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it was very crutch. It was very, very crutch and was
Did
very annoying to deal
you
with,
see that Little
especially from.
Gators was gonna retire? He's like, I'm retiring when they change it. I was like, dude,
Okay,
matchmaking star. Little Gators is funny, man.
yeah,
He's still
he's
playing,
a
but he's a character.
he is a character. That's literally what I was gonna say.
He goes and fights somebody. He'll win the match. If he wins or loses, he'll come into their chat. I'm 6'8", or he's he say like I'm 80 inches now or something. It's so funny. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Dude's having fun. My other favorite Twitch chatter has got to be Verb. Good old Verb Maker.
Verb's
Dude has,
comedy. Verb
dude, he
is
has.
comedy.
If you guys haven't seen it, he has some of the best. I call it fan fiction. He's got to be a fan fiction writer. Like ever. He just comes up with stuff, and he just says he copy pastes it all day, and it's so funny. So I don't know, man. But,
No, he does come up with some funny shit.
I'll see if between now and when this goes live, if I can catch one of his copy positives, and I'll have an example of like how like crazy it is. It'll just post it right here. Just choo. It's good though, man. And some of it's just great.
Yeah, no,
No,
he's definitely he's, he's definitely he gets people riled up. That's for sure.
I don't know. My favorite thing about Twitch chats, and I've talked about this before, is I'll be in Twitch chat and somebody will talk about money or something, and I'll be like, you know what's crazy? Formal makes 12K a year, and that's all I'll say, or some variation of that. Dude, you know how people get mad at me for that? It's like,
Really?
oh yeah, first time chatter all the time. Like I'll have like first time chatter. He makes more than that, or like he makes way more than that on subs alone, or like just like people are like get really offended and like get mad at me and like
Yeah, I
defend
mean,
him, and I'm like, dude, it's a joke. I know he's been in chat and seen me make that joke, and he's not, and he hasn't banned me or like done anything. Like he doesn't care. Like why do you care more about this than he does? I don't know.
yeah, that's just people. Not
Yeah.
much to do about it.
I did it one time and it set off like a half-hour argument with some people, and I was like, this is comedy. They're like, why are you
Yeah, that's
pocket
the thing.
watching? And I'm like, no, I'm
Once
not, dude. It's a joke. And then usually I follow up with like, I do his taxes. That one gets people. They'll stop responding when I say that. They're like,
they just immediately shut up.
yeah. I've had one guy said that I was like, I do Formal's taxes. He goes, really? And I was like, yeah, I do Lucid's too. And he was like, oh wow, because I was a mod in there. I don't know. I get away with some stuff because I'm a mod in a couple of chats. I think people take my word a little too literally sometimes.
You know what? Let them.
Yeah, hey, it's funny to me. I'm not gonna stop because no one's told me to stop. This is it, Lucy. If you want me to stop making these jokes, like let
Yeah,
me know.
yeah.
I got you. Don't worry, big dog. I got you. But like until you do, I'm doing it.
Fair enough.
The IRS is gonna call me, and be like, "Do you really do
Yeah,
Matthew
they're gonna be like,
Formal's taxes?" I'm like, "No, I don't."
you're somehow gonna get deported even though you're a citizen.
Yeah, I got my citizenship and everything. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you don't do their taxes, but you say you do? Out of here."
Out.
Just gone. Social credit score minus 1,000.
1,000. Yep.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye. And on that note, I'm gonna thank you so much for coming out and
Wow, that was smooth. That was smooth.
chatting with us and getting to know like kind of what's been going on with you and your journey in the last couple of years for Halo. And I mean, hopefully it goes smoother for you in the future. And I'd like to see you keep competing. So I really appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you for having me. I mean, I really enjoy like being able to compete again, but I mean, sometimes shit doesn't work out the way you want, so it's whatever. But at least I got to do it.
Exactly.
So
Well, I'll
yeah,
catch you on Minecraft for sure. We'll get
yeah,
we'll get that
yeah. We'll
locked
get
in.
I'm gonna be grinding that shit probably.
Yeah, let's go. And for anybody at home who is listening and or watching, whether you're eating your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, morning, evening, or night, middle of the day, whatever. We appreciate you all so much for making it this far, and we will see you guys on the next one.